Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and crank this one out real quick. Then maybe we'll find another that I actually would prefer doing. Attack on Titan. It is gas. I won't lie to you. I want to put it up in S tier, but at the same time, I also kind of want to throw it down in A tier. I had a lot of ups and downs with this one. I enjoyed it quite a lot, but also I know it might sound weird, but there was times when I got very uninterested in it. But I also feel like I can't not put it up here because I don't want to spoil things. But Aaron's whole journey was it was a whirlwind. I'll tell you what. There's definitely parts of it that I think are like absolute S tier. We might come back to that. It's there. Black Clover. All right, so I actually do. I enjoyed Black Clover a lot. It starts very slow, but it gets quite good. And I feel like the later end of it, I really enjoyed it. It is kind of like a Naruto esque type thing. You know, two rivals, one dude who like nobody likes and is kind of a dick to, and then the prodigy boy, and that's kind of it is very much like that, but it does get quite good, and it's really badass later on, and I did enjoy reading the manga of it too. I'm gonna leave it in A currently. Bleach is fucking sick. Bleach is lit, dude. Normal Bleach, I would probably put an A, but specifically the newest shit, what is it, like the Thousand Year Blood arc? You know, that shit's gas. It's very good. And I enjoyed the rest of Bleach too. It's just when you start it like now, if you went back and started watching it, it is definitely like older. So like it's got some wear on it from back in the day, but the newer it gets, the better it gets, and it does get very, very good. Blue Exorcist. I had to think about what the hell I was looking at there. Blue Exorcist I enjoyed, but it's weird. It's very weird because I don't understand why the hell they did what they did with it. Because they basically put out Blue Exorcist and then were like, oh, hey, this is what happens at the end of this season. But they didn't follow along with like what the manga did and shit, and nobody liked that. And so the next season, they just went, nah, that shit didn't happen actually. And they want you, like, they genuinely want you to like imagine that, like, what it was like after like episode 18 or some shit like that. It was like the tail end of it, but like the last handful of episodes, they just made up and did like their own ending. And honestly, I kind of liked it, but I also didn't read the manga at the time. I didn't touch any of it until afterwards, so Boruto makes me want to put it in literal shit because it pisses me off because Boruto's got it too good. And I realized the whole point, like early on in Boruto, right? He is an asshole, and he's a little shitty, snobby, basically like the rich kid. You know, Boruto is a prodigy. Boruto gets everything he wants. His dad's sick as hell, but he's a dick to like I don't know, the coolest people in the show. Um, there are some pretty damn sick parts in Boruto, and he does get more likable as a character. But the fact that I haven't watched anything of Boruto past like the Naruto God, I don't know how to do this without spoiling anything. Anyway, the big event, when like Naruto loses his bestest buddy. Yeah, that's going. Oh damn, there's parts of it that are really good, and the parts with Naruto and Sasuke in it does make me want to move it up a little bit more. But also, that's just the only reason I'm watching that shit is because I wanted to see grown up Naruto and Sasuke do dope shit. And for some reason, in Boruto, they're borderline fucking useless, even though they could have quite literally solved every problem almost immediately if they just tried. Plot holes. Plot holes and goofy shit make me think Boruto is like, eh. Dragon Ball Super. So, the first third to half of Dragon Ball Super is C tier to butt cheeks based off animation alone. It was terrible. Like the animation early on, like whenever he's fighting Beerus for the first time and he's like Super Saiyan 3 and shit, it looks horrific. It really, if you go like frame for frame, it's garbage. They were cutting corners and like it was like really subpar. Come towards the tournament of power and stuff though, it did get kind of sick, which makes me kind of want to go back up here, but like at the same time, I'm thinking I'm gonna end up in here. But the beginning made me want to put it here. And to be fair, Boruto probably deserves to be up a little bit because I do think they did an okay with the series itself. As a standalone, if I'd never seen Naruto, Boruto would be fucking sick. I can't lie. But after watching Naruto, Boruto can suck my butt. That's just the way it works. Dragon Ball Z, I have way too much damn nostalgia with Dragon Ball Z, dude. Realistically, I don't think Dragon Ball Z is better than these up here. I don't think Dragon Ball Z deserves to be up there. But my nostalgia alone, I've played like every Dragon Ball Z game growing up until like, I hit like high school or so. I've rewatched Dragon Ball Z, I don't know how many times. I've rewatched certain episodes, I don't know how many times. I love Dragon Ball Z growing up. And so, like, for nostalgia reasons, it's here. For actual reasons, it's probably here. Maybe there. But for nostalgia, it's got to go here. It's got to. Wyatt, thanks for joining in. I'm sorry that you're probably confused by the fact of, like, I already did my fast food thing. So if you want to see that, you're going to have to scroll back in the stream there, or I'll post shit of it later. But right now I'm ranking. This is just some, like, I also know the selection looks weird. This is just some like random shonen anime thing I found that wasn't like ridiculous, because my options were either pick like one that has like 20 anime up, or like there's like 500 to choose from and I can't even tell what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna need a screenshot of this when you're done, Law. Okay, no, because I'll change my mind, and that's not fair. Death Note. Oh, damn. Okay, this is literal shit. Let me change this. Okay. I am putting Bleach in S specifically only for the newest stuff. That's what I said earlier. At normal Bleach, if you're talking about the first legit old Bleach, I'm putting this like here. Like down here, like for real. But the the newest arc, this shit's gas. And Attack on Titan is just like, I want to throw this up here because the plot of Attack on Titan is wild, and even early on it was very good. Later on it was very good, but for different reasons. I don't My personal opinion on Attack on Titan, I would not put it in S. Like 100%, but knowing that it did a lot of things that I feel like other anime are going to take from, and I think as a storyline, it was actually quite good. I feel like it deserves to be up in these two. But you know what? I'll be I'll be 100% right now. I want to put it there. But the fact that I have Dragon Ball Z up here looks fucking outrageous. And with like Bleach up here, because this is normal Bleach. If this is the Thousand Year Blood, it's automatically S. And this is purely nostalgia. This is because I love Dragon. I was such a Dragon Ball Z fanboy. Black Clover is sick, but it's definitely like the beginning was kind of like slow as hell. Attack on Titan is very good. I will rotate this between these two. Anywhere else than S, I would throw hands. Okay, here's my thing. There was multiple times where during Attack on Titan, as I'm watching this, I'm just like, boy howdy, did this just get depressing and wild. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'll come back to this because I really didn't want to watch it at the time. And then I came back and watched the same exact thing. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is gas. And I think that was just my mindset at the time. I just wasn't in the mood for like some serious shit happening. And I was like, damn, dude, I just want to watch something cool. We'll put it back. This one, I think, is an S on principle and for how well they did with this show. These two, there needs to be explaining for these to make any sense up here. I won't lie. But this is just because it's new. This is because I loved it. Death Note. Want to know a fun fact? I've only seen a couple episodes of Death Note. I've not fully watched Death Note. And the reason is because at the time, everybody was just like, it was just a bunch of like edgelord like teenagers losing their shit over Death Note. And I was just like, man, it's all right. Yeah, I get that. I still haven't finished the last episode because I can't handle the emotional baggage. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I haven't watched Death Note. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of stuff from Death Note, and I think that's what ruined it. Is like I didn't get on the bandwagon early enough, and then it was just like a bunch of memes and like people like being like, "Ooh, it's a bunch of cringy edgelord kids." So I'm like, I'll watch it eventually, and I just haven't done it yet. I probably need to. I remember a meme of Death Note where he's like, what is it? He goes to like reaches into a bag of chips and like that scene cracked me the hell up. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is fucking phenomenal. Full Metal Alchemist, it's the original Full Metal Alchemist. I would put it probably an A. But Brotherhood is an S. And I'll fight on any goddamn hill for that being an S. I do think that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does get a little bit like obviously anything that's like good, it gets too fanboy and people really like it. And that's probably why I also with like Attack on Titan. It's just everybody and their dog loves these shows, and I'm just like, listen, bro, it is great, but I'm tired of hearing you preach this like it's your gospel. However, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is fantastic. The pacing is a lot better than Full Metal Alchemist if you've ever watched both, which if you haven't, just watch Brotherhood. It's just about the same exact thing, except done way better. I accept this opinion on Full Metal. Yeah, well, because the thing is that Full Metal Alchemist was quite good. But Brotherhood makes it look like, oh, that was your first draft of the paper that you're writing. This was the final draft. That's kind of the vibe that I get from that. The every time I see Full Metal Alchemist, though, all I can see is that poor damn little girl that gets turned into like the dog monster homunculus thing. And god damn it. That shit, when I watched it for the first time, I straight up had tears in my eyes. Like, god damn, I knew it was gonna happen. That motherfucker was crazy. And you knew it was gonna happen. But then, like, you're just like, oh no. And this thing's just like, it's like, this thing's looking at you like, please kill me. And I was like, oh my god, dude. The memes of it are still kind of hilarious. And the fact that I've seen people with t shirts of that is wild. But it's very good. It's very good. Fairy Tale, it's in here. Okay, so if you're wondering also why this is here, I think the end part of Super, like the second third or so, is here. I'm not actually putting this in C. It's I did like Fairy Tale, but specifically I like some things. It also has some pacing issues at times. The reason Dragon Ball Super was down here though is because the first part is shit. We'll put it there. Forget it. Gintanma, I've always wanted to watch this, but I never got around to it. I've heard it's great, but it is quite long, and it's just like if I'm gonna start some wildly long series, like the last thing I watched that I knew was gonna be a long haul was I watched Bleach from start to finish, and that's why this is probably up here so much. It's just because I got attached to characters, and then watching the newest stuff. This is just the new stuff is gas. Haikyuu. Oh, listen, it's fire, bro. It is fire. I know it's a volleyball anime, and that is not for everybody, but it is fire, bro. It's so good. It's so well done. It's a very good story. It looks very good. The characters are aesthetically pleasing. Like the animation looks good. The characters are easy to get like attached to. All of the pacing I enjoy quite a bit. I like that it really focuses on matches and stuff, like towards like when it gets to the serious stuff. I know this is a wild thing to go on about, but like, dude, if you haven't watched IQ, genuinely, it is very good. For I can't I can't I almost want to put it in S tier just because Haikyuu is what made me watch some other sports anime, and I do think Haikyuu is very good. Hunter x Hunter, I don't give a shit. It's S tier. I understand people not liking it, but I loved Hunter x Hunter. There was parts of it that I understand are slow. There's parts of it that I understand aren't the best. But the show is sick, dude. And it like the characters are kind of badass and like they're the show in itself is a little bit edgier than most of the other shows that are in the same category. Like you could say that like Hunter x Hunter's in the same category as like Dragon Ball Z, but Hunter x Hunter actually has a genuine like really good story. And the fights are fun. The shit's like Netero versus that fucking King Ant, bro. Dude, gas. Him falling down with these like raining dragon shit, gas. Going saying get giving up everything, beating the absolute shit out of P2. I think that's her name. The like jaguary or like the puma ant, the cat like ant fucker. It's good. I enjoyed it a lot. I can't. I need to quit trying to like adjust these because I'm never going to agree on what I want. I'm just gonna put them in the category. Because if I start moving them around, it's gonna be silly. Ippo. Um, I this is old, so a lot of people are gonna struggle trying to get into that if you didn't watch it. It's quite good. It is quite good. And I do take it back. I actually, the first sports anime I ever watched, I actually think, what, Hajime no Ippo. I think that might be it. Anyway, it's a boxing anime and it's old. Um, it also has a really fun story. It's kind of like, and it's interesting too because it's not the like, it's not that shit where like, oh, they never lose. He definitely loses, and he's not some prodigy. He's just a hard working motherfucker, and it's you're always rooting for him. Nice kid, always trying his best. And then if you want to see the prodigy and stuff, you want talk. I don't know, the older guy in the gym, the actual really good boxer that like wins like world title belts. JoJo's. Oh God, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get roasted for this too. I love JoJo memes, and I know just enough to know JoJo memes, but I've not watched all of JoJo's. I have not. When I tried to watch JoJo's the first time was a fairly long time ago, and at the time I didn't care that much. Nowadays, I feel like I would really, really enjoy JoJo's, and I do think JoJo's would end up here if I actually fully watched it. Because that shit, the stuff that I've seen from it and stuff cracks me the hell up. But I gotta put it there. The hell even Roroni Kenshin? Is that is that how I say that? Roroni Kenshin? I think that this is old, bro. And I have watched it, and I remember watching it when I was younger, but I have not went back and watched it since I was a kid. Because I don't remember when this shit came out, but it had to have been like what, maybe early? No, was it early 2000s or was that a 90s boy? Because I've watched it, but I don't remember. I don't remember dick about this actual series. Christian, if you're still here, you let me know your opinion on this. I have watched Rurouni Kenshin, but I might be saying that wrong. But it was so long ago, I barely remember much. Kuroko no Basket or Kuroko no Basketball? I don't remember how to say it. 90s, and it's the best. Because I respect Christian's opinion, we'll throw it up here. That's the purely the reason. Kuroko no Basket, that might be wrong. But it's good. I didn't fully watch it. I watched a good chunk of it. And I did think it was good. It is not as good as Haikyuu or Hajime no Ippo as far as sports anime go. My Hero. I think My Hero is going to have to go in A. Because here's my thing. It is sick. It is very good. But the early stuff is just like, I mean, it's good and it's endearing. It gets pretty sick when things get like darker. I don't know 100% where the anime actually is with this. Because I watched the first bit of the anime and then I read a shitload of the manga. Now, there's certain parts of this that are very good. But as it stands, have to put My Hero in A. Just because there's a lot of things that like one, quit telling me statistics about like or like who these people are in your like little cutscenes. I've been watching multiple seasons of this show. I don't need you to tell me, hey, yo, this right here is, you know, a homeboy from class 2C and he likes math. And this is his superhero name. I don't need any of that anymore. And I think I'm only if I base it off of like when I read the manga, I really enjoyed it, but I can't put it up here. It's just not It's going A. It's going A. I could make more. Naruto. All right. So here's the thing. Old school normal Naruto. The original Naruto. I'll probably put it in A. But Shippuden was sick. And once again, we're running into this thing where I really, 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 really like Shippuden. But the beginning of Naruto, if you go back and try to watch it now, I cannot sit there and watch all that. I have to skip a bunch of it. I don't want to like sit through all of like the really slow stuff that was more about like world building and character building. Because at the time, if you watch it once and you watched it like back in the day, it's very good. But now trying to re-binge all of Naruto, to be quite honest, I'd watch bits and pieces of Naruto, the like the scenes that I want to rewatch and the things I want to see, and then I would go back and actually watch Shippuden. That's what I would do if it was me. And I would still skip some stuff in Shippuden. How the hell did you get there? No, 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 no. I didn't mean to do that for you. Naruto is very good. Realistically, I think Naruto and Dragon Ball Z both go down here, and Bleach for the normal part all go down here. This is because I was such a fanboy when I was a kid and can probably damn near word for word recite several episodes of Dragon Ball Z, especially during the Frieza saga. Um, and this is only because of the newest stuff. Otherwise, they'd all be quite similar. For the storyline, Naruto's clearly better than Dragon Ball Z, plot wise. 100% has a more genuine story. Entertaining, I'd put Naruto's story better than like Bleach's normal stuff. Thousand Year Blood Arc, not even close. Bleach is way better. Dragon Ball Z, just nostalgia, dudes screaming and beating the shit out of each other. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. It's what it is. Seven Deadly Sins. The first season, I really, really liked. The first season, I would debate putting an A. Anything past that is so fucking bad that I would almost put it in C. I'm going to put it in B. But if you have seen some of the newer stuff of this, I would damn near put it down here. You should just read that manga, bud. The anime, like, okay, the problem was it wasn't this itself. It was actually the studios. It's for some, it like switched studios or some shit after like season one, and so it got goofy. But yeah, or season two maybe, I don't remember. But I'm gonna put it in B. There's parts of it that are really good. Overall, it's got to go down. Noragami, I think that might be it. I have not watched all of Noragami. I've watched some of it a long time ago. Once again, it was one of those things where like there's just different points in your life you like different things. At the time, Noragami wasn't it for me. One Piece, people are gonna come at me if I don't put it up in S. That's a fact. I have watched quite a bit of like the best parts of One Piece. I've never sat down and watched One Piece. And that's just purely because I've went this long in my life without watching it. I would have to like put aside a year of my damn life to watch this on a normal time basis to get through One Piece. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm busy right now. I don't have time to go through and watch all of this currently. I probably will at some point, just out of premise. I have to. I have to at some point in my life watch all of One Piece. But right now, I'm not going to. One Punch Man, first season S at first, but where did it go? Oh, here. Realistically, I'd put it in A. And that's just because, okay, so here's my thing. Some of the fights and like shit that happened in the second season of One Punch Man were definitely better than the first season of One Punch Man. Like that like hero killer fucking dude and Genos, like it is sick. But the reason I enjoyed this so much at first is because it was supposed to entirely just be a parody of shonens, where it is a meme, but it is one of those things where like the longer and longer the show goes, the less and less I can watch it and just be like, oh ha ha, this is a funny like parody thing, because like it gets overplayed, him just like smacking somebody and killing him. But when he's not there and it's like everybody else, the show starts to become kind of sick again. And he just kind of like shows up to be like, hey, yo, game's over. And it's still good, but I definitely can't put it like up here. Hitman Reborn? I binge watched Hitman Reborn like all in one go. And it is a very interesting premise. I can tell you that, because it is like like bro, it's so mobby. Like dude, they're like it's got like that mob hitman Italian like bro. It I don't know how they ever came up with having these like babies be like the like it is it's kind of goofy, but there's parts of it that were hella sick. I did enjoy it, and his whole like when he gets that like primo shit towards like one of like the big end fights, it is kind of dope. But I don't know if I would ever put it that high up. As a whole show, it's got to be better than that. But then again, I don't know. It's been a minute since I watched it. I'd have to go back. I think I think Hitman Reborn's probably B tier. It might weasel its way up to the bottom part of like A, but and I know people that actually like sports stuff would probably rank that higher, but we're not. Oh shit! I didn't even know they had Shippuden here. Oh well, now this is gonna make shit interesting. I almost want to throw this shit up here just because it's the classics. Oh, damn, this is bad now. Okay, so here's my thing. It almost makes me want to knock normal Naruto down a little bit, but also it without normal Naruto, Shippuden doesn't hit hard. You know, it, if you don't know the backstory and you didn't see all of his struggle, it doesn't quite hit you in the feels, seeing all like this shit happen, seeing like the whole. Oh, dude, there's parts of Naruto that were so fucking good, but I don't know if I can throw that shit fully up in S. I have a lot of buddies who would fight me over that, but I don't know if I could throw it fully up in S. Because my thing is like the coolest thing about Naruto, like the fights and shit were sick, but also like watching him like go from like everybody like shitting on him and hating him, and like you're watching this kid literally be depressed and try to keep an upbeat attitude and just ignore the fact that this entire village and everybody around him thinks he's like a dangerous monster and they shun him, and then come back around to like slowly winning people over and then becoming like the village hero, then like the world hero, and then like the strongest shinobi. But like it's got the full circle, really makes you. Oh, it's so good at parts, bro. It's so good. And it has some of the most impactful deaths, I swear. God. All right. Soul Eater. I know people really like Soul Eater. And I know most people probably throw it in A. I'm debating throwing it in B though. Because I got bored of that show at the time. And I think that might also just be me at the time. Once again, like we're saying, if I would watch it at a different point in my life, I may have enjoyed it more. But at the point in time where I watched it, there was parts of it that were really good. There was parts that were like, meh. I never actually watched The Promised Neverland because I know what happens in The Promised Neverland. And you know what? Sometimes learning about some tragic shit makes me not want to watch it at the time. Yu Yu Hakusho is a classic. If you went back and you've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho, right? And you watch this show standalone as a new age mofo, you might put it in B or C. I won't lie to you. Just because like you're not used to that like animation style, it's definitely a lot slower than a lot of modern anime. Where like they just kind of like uh it's not a couple hundred episodes of like building up. I have a lot of fond memories of Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember watching it a lot as a kid. I remember owning a few manga books of Yu Yu Hakusho, I believe. I know I had a fair bit of Dragon Ball Z, but it's gonna be in one of these two. And if it's in B, it's like at the top of B because I really like this has nostalgia to it more than anything. And there wasn't anything quite as because like okay, this is definitely missing quite a lot of shows, obviously, that I've seen that I really enjoy. My problem is that I'll do another one of these that have um more options, so I can give you a much better. Well, I could try to break it down in genres, but the thing is I might have to make this myself. Like if I want to, or maybe I could just find one that's more comprehensive without being outrageous. Because like some of these tier lists that I saw were including a lot of dog water, dude. Like bad. Like these shows aren't even good, you know. And you're just sitting there like I don't need like at all. There's no redeeming quality of it. And it's just like I'm not gonna throw a billion things into like butt cheeks or trash. It's gonna be huge, dude, just to get to the like 50 decent shows out of that like massive ass list of garbage they threw together for no reason. Obviously, some of these can be like arranged. First season of this is probably realistically B or A. Any of the newer stuff, I would genuinely throw down in C. Like genuinely, the beginning of Dragon Ball Super is C. Then it gets up to like A B. I actually really enjoyed the show at first. Boruto realistically probably should be A, but it's going B because Boruto can eat my butt. Fairy Tale maybe a B, but I'm putting it in A. Black Clover I genuinely enjoyed. Hajime no Ippo I genuinely enjoyed. Haikyuu is damn near an S for me just because it was like I genuinely really liked it at the time. Boy, this has just became a fucking disaster. I really like some of these. All right, all right.